Good day, guys. How are you? This is Barr Shiloh, and I'll be addressing the Batu application and from the beginning to the end. The first video we had was not really a prepared one, so I decided to make another one so that you can get a better understanding and appreciate the information. Now, first of all, the Nigerian Law School has sent or sends a letter to every university that has a faculty of law. I've sent it to the faculty of law, your dean, to compile the names of the students that is necessary for or that are eligible for the admission to the Batu program. Now, after those names are sent, right, law school receives them and then issues out a passcode. Now, those passcode allows you access into the law school portal that allows you to register for your Batu program. Now, the things that entail in your registrations are when you log into the portal is to fill the form A page 1, from A1 page 1, and from A1 page 2. Now, in the form A1 page 1, it contains your information as to your name, your university, name of your dean, the class of degree, and all that. And then for the form A1 page 2, it entails your WAEC results and the secondary school you attended. Now, after filling those two forms, you have to print them out. They are the only two forms you get to fill online. You have to print them out and keep them one side. All right. You actually to take them to the courts, either a magistrate court or a high court, to get them notarized. Right after stamping the copies. Now, after you're done with that, there are other forms in which you have to fill, or in which you have to fill by hand by printing it out from the law school portal. One of those forms are Form B. You have Form B1, you have Form B2, you have Form C, you have Form A, Section D. I'll be explaining what these forms are. From the Form B is mainly supposed to be filled by your dean, right? That is where your dean acknowledges the fact that he's releasing you to the vocational program in Nigerian Law School. Now you have from B1, it's mainly for those that are from B1 about B2, and mainly for those that are working. Now, if you're not working, you ought to write not applicable, boldly written on the face of the document. And the next one is, but if you're working, then you have to give those forms to your employer that's going to write something about you and also release you to the Nigerian 1 year vocational program in Nigerian Law School. Now, one other form you have is Form C. Now, the Form C entails, it contains you acknowledging the fact that you were either caught in any crime as to malpractice in university or anything that has to do with fraud, or that you were not involved in any of the states. So it's either a yes or a no questions. But now you must understand that the Nigerian law school does not presume. You must answer every questions you're being asked. So therefore you cannot leave any space blank. So you must make sure that you answer everything. It's either you answer with a no or a yes, or you answer with a nil. Now the last form is your Form A, Section D. Now that form, it entails you, it talks about when your post-secondary school, it talks about your university, it talks about when you started your 100 level, the university you attended, 100 level, and then your to the 200 level, and when you passed out of that particular level. And then the same thing for 200 level, the same thing for 300 level, the same thing for 400 level to 500 level. Because there's some of you guys that did a transfer of institution. So you get to identify what university you were in under the 200 before you did a transfer. So if you were in the same university, then you have to write all the universities by the side, the levels, and the year you spent those you stayed in those levels. Now after that, you have under them that states other period. Now the other period means that what you were doing before you came to the Nigerian law school. So it's either you were cooking, you were farming, you were nursing, you were schooling, secondary, wherever it is, you stated there. And then after that, what you have is if you had any employment, if there was any employment that you were holding before, and if there was any award or anything you got out of the employment, something like that. It's self-explanatory when you get to the form. Now, after that, you have what they call by the medical form. That the medical form is you taking that form to the general hospital. That they have to run some tests and give you the test results. Now, the test results are going to be attached to this form. Also, the form is going to you're going to attach the form. That's the medical form I'm talking about right now. You're going to attach the form and all the medical reports, and also the doctor is going to give you an X-ray film that you're going to bring to the Nigerian law school. Now, the medical report is not going to be attached to the document you're going to be sending to the Nigerian law school. After all these forms, you're supposed to send your form A1 page 1, your form A1 page 2, your form B, your form B1, your form B2, your form C, your form C1, and then section A1, section form A1, section D, and then a 30,000 remitter payment that is to be made to the Council of Legal Education, and attached to the receipt is to be attached to the form. Also, the forms also your certificates have to be attached to the form. That's your LLB certificate and your WAEC result, either the online one or the school original issued one, is to be attached to the form. Now, these after attaching all this form, you have to attach 2 passport photographs on your application, the face of your application, and then forward those copy down to your dean. So your dean then fills out the form B that releases you to the Nigerian Law School and forwards it down to the Nigerian Law School. When the Nigerian Law School receives it, they begin to screen and then give us admission according to their due date and when they are ready to accept the new intake. Now, there are most questions that have been asked, so I'll be addressing the questions on this second segment of the video. One of the questions I'll be addressing is what happens in a situation where you got into university with both your WAEC and your NECO? Now, in such situation, you are either going to merge those results together. So let's say you are filling your form A page 2 that you got mathematics A1, that means you wrote WAEC stroke NECO, all right? And then you're writing in mathematics A1 and English A2, CRS A3. Now, Greek, you got F9 in WAEC. What you do is that you interchange it with NECO, that you got a good grade in that option. Do you understand? And you keep on going that way. So by that means, you're going to be attaching your WAEC and NECO. So when they receive it, they'll find out that, okay, you did a merging on both sides and to be understood. So that one set aside. For most of you guys that use other means of secondary school applications like SSC, NAPTEC, and all that, you're just to attach those, as long as that's what you used to enter into university, then you're going to attach those documents to your forms and also fill them online. So that is that about the WAEC, about the certificate. Now, one thing you must understand about the certificate is that the name bearing on your certificate should be in the same order with what you are applying online on the Nigerian Law School portal, and also the same order that your dean sends to the Nigerian Law School when sending your name. The name is very important because when you have 2 names in your certificate and you apply with 3 names, it is presumed as though it's another person that is applying. So therefore, it's very important that you have the same exact name on your certificate. Now the question now is, what happens in a situation where you don't have the same exact name? What law school is concerned about is your certificate, all right? If you do not have the same exact name on your certificate and then you apply with something else on your Nigerian Law School portal, you will not be issued a qualified certificate, or you will not even be given admission. It's going to cause a lot of controversies to you, so make sure that they are both aligning. Make sure that they're both aligning. If you want to do the correction, go ahead and do the correction in your university, but make sure that whatever is in your certificate is the same thing with what you apply in Nigerian Law School. If not, it's going to cause an issue for you. Your admission will be delayed and to cost you more for you to get it cleared out. One of the other questions I'll be addressing is as to the forms and the document to be attached, whether they are colored, or whether they should be in colored form or photocopied form. Now, every document that you're getting from the Nigerian Law School portal has to be in its colored form and not in the photocopy form. All right. and you are to fill with a blue pen and not a black pen, because it's presumed it will be quite difficult for them to presume that that's the colored form. So you should make sure that you are filling with a blue biro. The form online is printed out colored. Now for your certificate and your WAEC results and other documents that you are attaching, they can be in the photocopy form, because you cannot issue out your original certificate and your original WAEC results. So you have to make a photocopy, attach your JAM admission letter photocopy, your certificate photocopy, your WAEC result photocopy, but also an original copy of your 30K remitter payment. Also note that it's not the same time every university will be getting their passcode. It is dependent on the time that your university sends in your application or your name. Sorry, the first it's going to be dependent on when your university sends in your name, and then on that point, when law school receives it, they then issue the passcode after granting access to every names and the matric number attached to the names, access to the portal. So for most of the university that has not gotten a passcode, it's either their dean hasn't sent, or the passcode is yet to be generated for them to get access into the portal. So there's no need to panic. Everyone that had the opportunity to enlist their names will be given admission, or will be given access to the code. It's one thing to get to register, it's another thing that you get to get admission in Nigerian law school. Is the application. Now, when applying to the Nigerian law school, you must understand that whatever you fill on the information is quite very important. You must be very careful in what you are doing in your applications. Now, we are quite aware that there are lots of persons out there that assist you in this registration. But while you are doing it, you have to make sure that you are in charge of that application, meaning every details that you are supplying is what is necessary, and whatever every detail that has been imputed is what ought to be imputed. The edit option might not be friendly at all, meaning there are situations where the edit option doesn't allow you to edit certain information that you made a mistake on. So therefore, it's very important that you specifically check the details that you are providing for whoever is assisting you, and on that application. Also note that I do also assist in the application, so you can always reach out to me and I'll assist you in the best way I can. And also, there's something that you must also be careful in, is the fact that you are using your phones for the registration. You do not use your phone. It is advisable not to use your phone. There are times that you might fill some information and you submit it and you find out that some information were not imputed, and then the edit option is not going to allow you to impute them. Meaning it's very important that you do not use your phone. As tempting and as easy and accessible your phone might be in using it for the application, please use a system. It's much more advisable to use a system or a cafe. If you know that it's going to be a difficult thing for you to go through all the stress, and you want us to relieve you of the stress of the feeling and every information you need for the application, you can reach out to me on WhatsApp. You already have my numbers on all the platform on the group, and I will promptly answer you. So that's it for today, and do have a great day. Thank you.